This is Frontier Opening Bell, bringing the markets in Business Week to a close here on Frontier Africa Reports. I am Bosun Omofaye. Thank you, everyone, and happy we all made it through to the end of yet another week. And this effectively is taking us to the first half of the month of August. The Nigerian market clawed back some of its 1.75% loss on Wednesday to finish Thursday 1.62%. The shares of Dangote Cement, FBN Holdings, MTN, and Access Corp were priced strongly higher, and those helped the market cross back into 65,000 level. The BRVM was better by 0.68% to 202.03, while the Egyptian market finished soft by 3 basis points to end its own market week until Sunday when Cairo reopens. The Nairobi stock market fell by 0.7% at 104.22, while the GSE finished very strongly, 1.62%. At 77,749. All the major indices on the GSE were in the green on Thursday. The Zimbabwe stock market fell by a little over 1% Thursday as well. Great. So let's move on and look at the stories making the headlines. First, in the East Africa with Kenya, central bank holding interest rate unchanged at 10.5%, while opening an asymmetric corridor to the CBR rate and making other monetary policy pronouncements in the monetary policy by Kamal Tuje, the new central bank chief, all in the hope to help Kenya stay afloat and perhaps help the government to bring in so much needed liquidity and perhaps step aside from going to the Eurobond market next year, as well as help the Kenya position itself for the repayment of the outstanding Eurobond by June 2024. In the meantime, President Ruto is rolling out a new wage bill for government officials, institutions, ministries, and departments and agencies that will raise the country's wage bill to about 1.1 trillion shillings. But President Ruto and his deputy will not be benefiting from the latest wage increases. Tanzania's court has dismissed a case brought before it by some folks protesting that the DP World of Dubai should not be given one of the ports in Tanzania to run as a private investor. The court's decision is now throw the case back before the parliament, which is the government's highest authority outside the president's office to decide on that. The Safaricom is in Ethiopia says it's shut down its cell sites around the Amhara region because of the unrest going on there. And Airtel Africa is looking to list a subsidiary in Uganda on the local stock market. And the Brazil's environment, or what we call the Rainforest Summit, is going to be a big one on August the 26th. It's going to be holding in DRC. The president of Brazil will be stepping into DR Congo Kinshasa for that conference. DRC has one of the largest rainforests on the African continent, by the way. Let's get on to the West Africa with the Nigeria's central bank reporting late yesterday. Its financial for 2022 audited by EY, formerly known as Ernst & Young. The central bank has not released its financials since 2017. The 2022 financial statement signed on by the immediate past Governor Godwin Emefiele, 2 other directors showed that total comprehensive income of 357.38 billion naira. Headline net interest income came a little above, close to 2 trillion naira. Profit for the year 2022 for the Central Bank of Nigeria came in at 65.626 billion naira. Those are few line items in the financial statement, which is available online. In the meantime, the local currency naira is heading towards 1,000 to the dollar on Market Street as pressure continue to pile from the demand side on the dollar, and with too much naira liquidity, while FX inflow remain very short as we speak. Although the central bank says they have seen a little bit of an increase of about $1.4 billion in the month of June as far as FX inflow is concerned, mostly from companies and exporters who are bringing back some of their funds from abroad. And Nigeria's Independent Petroleum Marketers Association says there will be higher fuel prices will continue, which currently selling around 600 or so per liter, if the naira-dollar relationship continue to remain volatile to the upside. And Burkina Faso has suspended double taxation treaty with France, one of the latest angst with Paris, as far as its former colonies on the African continent is concerned, in particular here in West Africa. And Tula Oil says it gets approval from Gabon to extend its oil exploitation licenses, while Vista Bank says it's ready to buy 61.4% of Aura Group banking business across 12 Central and West African states. That's one big banking sector deal that Vista Bank, one of the best banks on the continent, is putting in its back pocket. Let's touch in with South Africa, Southern Africa. Of course, South Africa is getting ready for the BRICS summit starting on the 22nd in Johannesburg. So Iran is looking for an accelerated move for support to join the BRICS, the Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa's economic bloc. The BRIC Bank wants to boost local currency. That's the whole idea of the BRICS Bank, by the way, and that's according to Enoch Godongwana, the Minister of Finance in South Africa. And the shareholders of Econet Wireless of Zimbabwe has approved 4 proposals to raise $30.3 million via rights issue to existing shareholders. Those approval came earlier in the week via an online extraordinary general meeting. And the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe says it's holding its monetary policy course unchanged. And that's according to a midterm monetary statement released on Thursday. Let's sum it up in North Africa, where Egypt is looking at higher inflation and devaluation of the Egyptian pound on the table as we speak. Inflation at about 36.5% in July, core inflation around 40%. In the meantime, Egypt has joined Africa 50's agreement to boost infrastructure development finance in the North Africa's biggest economy. In the meantime, Chinese cobalt supplier Heyo says it's going to invest about $20 billion in Morocco's plant. That's a big chunk of money on the table. And finally, Tunisia's Sodino Seka has returned to profitability. That's according to his full year 2022 financials that were released in the course of the week. And that's your briefing, market briefing today for Friday, the 11th of August. I am Boston Omofai. Have a great day, everyone. Enjoy your weekend, and let's get back together next week and continue from here. Bye for now.